there, partner.
Lo and behold, he doesn't pick it up.
Like, out of respect for myself, I'm not gonna drink this shit.
Threw me into a dish. She's like, Mickey Mouse.
Just let the Nile fly, man.
What's the Jesus one? Last Supper style?
Ooh, and we're back. Wow, I almost forgot to turn the mic on. Boys,
Back.
Let's go, man.
we've done it, Joe. We did it. What have you boys been up to? Kev, let's start with you. What have you been up to? Me and Boog got to catch up a little bit last week with Josh Landers.
What's going on in the Kev land?
That was like a hell of a time, boys, though. A little sunrise, basically. We're usually night timers, but had a nice little flow coming in. Look good, guys.
The
Look
midday unemployed pods are very fun. Josh is employed, but speaking
Shout
for
out
Boog
to
and myself.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Shout out Josh one time.
good time's a good time, boys. But, no, I'm trying to think what's been up. There you go. Boys got the noons. Trying to think. First thought, let's see. I bought tickets opening day for the A's Guardians.
Ooh. How much those run you?
With the fee, it was about $70 a ticket.
Wow, that's way more than I thought. So are A's games supposed to be like way more sold out this year because there's potential it's going to be the last year, or do you think it's going to be the same bullshit?
I think it's going to be the same kind of stuff, but what I'm hearing and seeing is what the A's kind of fans are thinking about doing for opening day is going to the game.
Oh, and then leaving after a certain...
Not even going in, though. Just partying in the parking lot, making it a huge tailgate, but not going into the stadium and actually watching the game.
But buying tickets so no one else can go?
I don't even know if they're buying tickets. They might just be going in, paying for the parking fee, and then just hanging, and then not actually go in. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. I'm fully intending on going into the stadium.
Right.
But...
So are your tickets like triple deck
No.
up in that one area where some funny business goes down at the
No, dude. We're
Coliseum?
we're first base side, like 10 rows up from the wall of
That's
this
pretty
foul
nice.
bowl.
Nice.
Out in the foul ground. So, yeah, kind of usual spot is usually where I'll sit.
You bringing
in
a
Oakland.
glove just in case we're in foul ball territory?
I don't know if I'll bring a mitt, but we are what we're in good territory for, I think, is obviously if one barely kind of gets over, but if it's empty sectioning, if there's anything that bounces forward and then back down low, we're right there perfect. We're
Off
not
a second
hella low,
deck.
but we're still kind of far enough up to where we can kind of get something. So I bet you we'll have a chance maybe for like one or two throughout. If
You got to put on a clinic in front of your chick. So
Well, if it comes near me, I'll try and make a play. But I'm not going to go. I see a little kid going after it, the kid will get the ball. But
We've seen Boog Meek walk
No, you
away with the
gotta-
ball before.
you gotta
you
gotta get the ball and then
give to it. You can do that. You can do that as long as But no, that was my first thought. What was new? So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I want to kind of see how crazy the A's parking lot might actually get and how.
Oh, those groups are full of crazy people. Like I'll cruise Facebook every now and again. Like there's this one kid that went to Beluga. It's like a diehard Bay Area sports fan. And so he's in all those groups and it's like, oh, fuck the A's. Let's boycott, blah, blah, blah. Like they're creating T-shirts and selling them on there. And I'm like, it's a little much for me.
I don't know. It is last season in Oakland, so it's kind of cool to be at the opening day for it.
So is it the last season in Oakland regardless?
I don't know about regardless, but at least to date right now, this is for sure locked in that they're not going to move. So next year, the lease for the Coliseum is not renewed. So they're going to have to be playing at a different site, AKA they're going to be right now they're roving. They're thinking about Sacramento trying to do some stuff, but there's a whole thing. But yeah, this is the only year that is intact for
the Oak Ridge A's. That would be honestly pretty sick. I don't know. That one's always tough because it's like at some point they got to move. It sucks because they're Oakland's team and they've been there forever, but you go to games and there's no one there. The only thing, it's like borderline can't go to those games because there's someone banging a drum the whole time or fucking hooting a vuvuzela, and it's different. Like Miami, did you see they just like approved for noisemakers in the stadium? So it's going to be like a way more World Baseball Classic feel inside the Marlins Park. Kind of sick, and I'm like all down for that. But when there's one person doing it, just solo banging drums, like, dude, shut the fuck up. I hate it.
So obnoxious.
Yeah. Boog, at what age is it inappropriate to bring a glove to a game? You think you're always good to go?
No, I'm gonna say probably depends on where you're sitting. If you're in the bleachers, and it depends on who, like if you're a dad with your small kids,
right?
You
Yeah,
definitely bring one.
For sure. That's a safety precaution at that point.
This is a single man.
Single man. Let me just put it this way: if you're looking for a chick or you're like looking to mingle, don't bring a glove. So I would probably say,
just pop in your glove.
Little league.
Sounds about right. Yeah, out of middle school. Once you're out of middle school, I feel like that's even 13,
but
14.
It depends.
We're pushing it.
Some guys like go to the game to catch a ball.
I was gonna say, man, I've definitely seen like high schoolers where it's just like if you have like a group of like 8 of them, they're all just gonna bring their gloves and just kind of chill
especially
together
if they play baseball too.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good spot to kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely the exception for the dad playing catch the sun in the parking lot beforehand, and then going in trying to get.
Also, if you're there to see, like I'll speak from experience. I think I still brought it after, but it was because the Giants games I went to were Marlins, and I wanted to get a ball from Hanley. That was kind of the.
You got to make sure you didn't trust the hands. You said, "Let me bring the glove, double check."
It's got some flop. I'm fucking catching it.
What were you a flop? You said it had some flop. You catch it.
It's gotta be floppy. I hated stiff gloves.
I'm the exact opposite. Give me a stiffy. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, it's so nice. And breaking it in your way where it's just stiff enough to like catch the ball, but no stiffer than that. Oh, gorgeous.
Tay Meek's old Rawlings gold glove, and it had the little pink Sharpie he wrote on the thing. He wrote Taylor Meeker.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Also had one of my dad's loogie stains in the middle of the glove.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a big proponent of you had to spit in your glove and like so like the leather on leather sticks to the spit. And so he took Tay's glove one all-star practice, brand new glove. And it's like a light tan or whatever you want to call it. And he just fucking hawks a loogie in it and didn't rub it in right away. And so it just stained the absolute shit out of the glove forever.
But it was iconic. God, dude.
Yeah, I mean, hilarious. But what an idiot. Yeah, those were such good times. Back in All-Stars, we'd go to All-Star practice we'd have it like 10 in the morning, end at noon. My mom would come by with the snow cone maker, fucking whip up the boys some snow cones. Sick. Go hang out at the field a little bit more, just hit off the tee, have some fun.
Just championships right there, man.
That's how champions are made.
It's done off the field, man. It's all-stars. You ideally should have the talent, but that's how you bring it together.
I've been thinking that's why I like the Timberwolves. They have the best off-the-court chemistry in basketball right now. Those guys are hanging out all the time. They're so sick. I mean, Cat just went down, so that's a huge blow to them. But Anthony Edwards is the truth. He's so sick.
I gotta say, I hate to say it, but if no one gets hurt on the Nuggets, I don't think anyone beats them.
Oh yeah, they're hard to beat, especially when they're throwing lobs. Jokic is throwing lobs to AG Gordon, now. Yeah. It's like back to vintage Aaron Gordon. Yeah. What does he do best? He catches lobs and fucking throws them down. It's crazy that it's taken this long to utilize that. But they definitely.
I would say the only one standing in their way is Lake Show.
Yeah. Speaking of Lake,
we're rocking big and little right now.
Oh wow! So USC, they're a bubble team right now. You think they sneak into the tourney?
Trojans?
Yeah.
Ooh. To be honest, dude, I have not watched enough college hoop.
Wolfpack just got ranked number 22 or 24. Men's hoops.
Hey, that's a tournament team.
They're sick.
It's the first time since 2019 they've been in the top 25. They're sick.
Huh?
No, not
19?
anymore. Oh, Musselman's 19. Yeah. We got old UCLA's Steve Alford.
He's a good coach. He's a great coach.
He's really good.
First class.
First class. But yeah, no, USC's a bubble team, and they're just starting to play really well. And Bronny's getting more minutes now, and so.
They're getting in, baby.
Did you see his dunk?
Bron.
Did you see his dunk the other day? After Braun got in trouble for Happy International Women's Day, I think it was the next day. Bronny had a sick
against
dunk.
Arizona.
Yeah. But going off Braun, do you think they should have stopped the game at 40,000 points? Do you think they should have just called the timeout and said, "We're done with it"?
How's it going?
Hello.
It's all right.
You're good. LeBron, you think they should have stopped the game at 40,000 points?
100%.
Yeah, and just and give him the ball right there and just say, "Hey, congratulations." Let him make the speech, or do you wait till
I think
post game for the speech?
You stop the game and you say you get a camera on him and you go, LeBron James has just passed.
Let him do the wave.
Has just eclipsed 40,000 points. They're the first player ever.
Damn, that is kind of crazy.
And it honestly, obviously depends on the game, like the timing of the game. But
in which I felt that one was tough because they were kind of going on a back and forth run. It's hard to just hit pause on a professional game and say fuck it. But
I think it should be LeBron's call. I'll say that.
Hard to leave that up to LeBron. Hard to just say your call. But I mean, I get why you could say that. But yeah, I don't know. Strange, Braun. Boog, what have you been up to? Oh, so we went golfing. That's what we were up to.
A breaking news: Cruz pissed the.
Oh yeah, breaking news: dog pisses owner's bed.
That ever happened to you guys? Dog pees on your own bed?
No, I've had dog leak.
That's so gross.
A lot of leaks.
A lot of anal gland leakage on Boog's bed. AGL. It's literally the grossest thing ever. And the fact, I just...
You,
oh my God.
I don't know how you deal with the pug. Again, the pugs are a crazy pick for a dog.
Rumors of him getting it tatted on chest.
Not rumors, confirmed.
Confirmed.
All right, so what are we waiting for? God forbid the passing, or are we just waiting to get a nice job, get jacked, and get the
all together?
I like that.
Probably.
That's sick. And so you just got a new job. I know we don't got to talk about it too much, but
it became official today. Actually.
Oh, really?
The paperwork, drug test went through, so your boy's clean as a gopher. Gotta love life. So I will be working at another golf course in San Francisco. I won't reveal the name just because privacy reasons. But I'm happy with it. It's a good starting block. It's good, just something to put money in the pocket. Exactly. Have a nice little drive up 280 every day. And but honestly, still open to opportunities. Obviously, still looking for starting my coaching career, possibly my teaching career. So this is just a
step in the right direction.
Just a step in the right direction. Obviously, always working on the golf game, always working on connections. Really, really looking to be a good golfer. Towards 30s and 40s. So, every day is a day to get better, Kev, and that's just my mindset these days. So,
hey, love it.
You give me a Celsius banana granola bar. That's pretty much all I need, man.
Kid's ready to rock and roll. What time do you think you'll be driving up 280? Because my 280 drive is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Leave the house at 5. I'm on 280 by 5:15, just cruising.
AM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for jits.
This is for jiu-jitsu. Okay. But if me and Boog are fucking Paul Walker and Vin Diesel on the way to work in jits,
teary-eyed, but
that's on me. I just stick one out the window as you continue on, and I peel off on 92.
Give a little deuce to Father Sarah on the way up.
Literally.
But, film that.
Yeah, I'll be actually the morning shift. So due to city law, everything, no matter the daylight, first tee time's at 7.
Oh wow!
So every day starts, the morning shift starts at 6. So that's the morning shift show. I'll be leaving at 5 for that. I'm hoping weekdays I'll do that because the PM shifts I think starts at 10, maybe a little later. But I'm starting Thursday at 10, so I might run into a little bit of traffic. But
coming back,
yeah.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing too, especially on the first day, getting to digest it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll leave early, cruise it on in.
There's nothing crazier than we had this one girl, the last job I had, who on her first day showed up like 15 minutes late with the Starbucks in hand. I was like, yo, that's a crazy statement to be making on day one. But what are you going to be doing? So are you going to be doing more of like the same as the last job at Low Haunton?
So it's honestly the way the guy made it sound on the interview, it's going to be a little easier than Lahan. Just because that was imagine that on your temple, but just because that was a private club, so like you're pulling bags out of cars and putting them on carts,
right?
You're sometimes you're valeting cars and a lot more work, and so yeah, this one.
Fuck, I forgot how good a private club looks on the resume because you're doing all that shit. You're valeting cars. Yeah. You're trusted with.
Yeah, honestly, like the interview was like really weird. It was like, first of all, he thought I was someone else, and he thought I was 30 minutes late to an interview.
Oh no!
He was so I walk up. Keep in mind, Jay Sims just gotten released, so like my mind is everywhere right now. And
this is I can't be having an interview.
So
today.
So it's like 11:27.
What time's your interview at?
11:30. Like I emailed him like 11:30 to 12, perfect time. So I walk up 3 minutes early. I'm like, hey, I'm here for an interview. And the guy's like, 11 o'clock. And I'm like, no, 11:30. And he kind of like scoffed at me and then like said like, let's go. I was like,
wow.
I was like, bro, I'm like gonna pull up the email right now.
What are you wearing to the interview? Are you wearing a collared button-down shirt, or are you wearing like a polo? And
I'm about to golf.
Your Tiger Sunday Reds.
No, yeah, I'm in attire. Travis Matthew, like
nice.
About to golf, collared shirt, pull over, nice pants.
It's a cardigan. Thanks for asking.
Say it again.
You said pull over. I said it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. Anyways, yeah. So then I go in there, and I'm still kind of like, what the fuck? And he's like, so you play soccer? And I was like, oh, like no, that's not me. And he's like, oh, like, and he like picks up another resume. He's like, basketball, and I was like, yeah,
that's me.
He's like, you're 11:30. I'm like,
it's 11:30 now.
And then
that's crazy.
Christ, you guys have had some rough goes.
But then it was literally like, he asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him like long term, and he said like, oh, we've had three coaches come through, like 3 people want to be coaches and go on to be coaches that have worked here. Like it's kind of like a good place to be. And I was like, oh shit, like awesome. And then like literally from that point on, it was like I was
just smooth sailing, just kind of
like he was just like talking about like this is what you're gonna be doing. And then like I met the head pro.
How's the head pro? Good guy?
Yeah, sounds good. He's like, we'll have to sit down. So
nice.
Order that.
That sounds like a good job to have right out the gate, and it's not super high stress. It seems like, so you can still fucking be focusing. Like if you want to search for another job, you can fucking put some time into that.
That's the thing. The crazy thing is I got this, and now I have more stuff on the horizon.
That's crazy. As soon as
remember you saying that.
As soon as you accept shit, you get people start hitting you up. I just got another email from fucking good ass company saying, hey, like, just found your resume on LinkedIn. Like, God damn, like, where were you a month ago? But I mean, it's nice. That's like the one good thing about LinkedIn is your shit's just out there. So if people happen upon it, they're like, see if we can poach some talent. That's good.
Top of the morning to you. This episode is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Shavers Manscaped. This year, don't just chase rainbows. Make your own pot of gold and groom your little leprechaun with the leaders in the below-the-kilt care. Say goodbye to your clover forest with Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 and let your confidence shine bright. Embrace the luck of the Irish and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and use code Trough for 20% off plus free shipping.
Boys, before this podcast, I used my Manscaped 5.0 trimmer. Something. I gained an inch, maybe two. Shout out Todd. Can't be with us here today. Ever since I've used Manscaped, I can proudly say I found my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Meet your new lucky charm for St. Patrick's Day, the Lawnmower 5.0. This trimmer comes with 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, one for a classic trim and a foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. Equipped with dual LED spotlights, navigate your shamrock patch in peace. Worried you'll make a mess? Fear not. This wonder is waterproof, shade by the misty moors under a waterfall or even during a rain dance. Its compact case makes it an ideal companion, ready for any adventure or last-minute plans. Trimming the hedges in your Irish garden isn't just for below the belt. Complete your look with Manscaped's signature Beard Hedger Pro Kit plus Handyman Electric Face Shaver. Whether you're sculpting your beard or cleaning up your neckline, these are always the right tools for the job.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. This St. Patrick's Day, make sure your little hairy leprechaun is luckier than ever at Manscaped.
Bingo. Are you nervous for the job at all? When's the last time you guys have been like legit nervous for something?
I get nervous a bunch.
Really?
Yeah, I would say I'll get jitters, but I'll be good like once I start.
Yeah, like are you like in the stomach like, oh, I got to shit, or like you like
sometimes I need shit, sometimes I need to piss. But honestly, you know what gets me by? I think of Rogan when like Rogan, I don't know why, but like he talks about, there was one time where he talked about like one of his prior jobs and just how like it was just like kind of like a moment in time type of thing.
Right.
Like this is like
this is just what you're doing right now
in my life. Like if when I'm 30, 32, 35, like I'm not going to like what I did on March 17th, 2024 is not going to be.
It's irrelevant in the big scheme of things.
Yeah. And working on a golf course, you know, you're not solving world hunger. Like the guy said, he doesn't care about your golf knowledge, your golf game. It's a customer experience, customer service. Just can you provide them with a good experience?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Fucking sounds like a sweet gig to me. But yeah, no, Kev, you say you get nervous too, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more, I would do like nervous peas, but I think for me, it's just more, I don't know, like it's just like a head battle of like, that's maybe what creates like the nerves, but I'd say kind of like, for me, it's like once I step out of the car of wherever I've got to go, because I mean, I'm inevitably going to be in a parking lot, got to walk in, like that walk is like,
it's the game time.
This is like as soon as I walk in this door and I'm like amongst the people of where like sometimes it's an interview or even if it's kind of like a day one.
Right.
Like when I was like, I mean, with St. Lucie, I remember even though I was like 22, 23, I was more just kind of like, what the hell? Like, what am I doing?
Right.
This is all learn on the fly. But Stratford was a little different where I was like, you know, had to make sure just kind of on time, you know, looking good, proper, all that. But yeah, it's more like that walk for me where it's like, okay, I don't know. Like I said, I've had good experiences, especially with interviews too. Like even though I've had some nerves, like been able to kind of get callbacks or kind of land what I've intended to try and get. But yeah, I don't know. For me, like I said, it's just the walk, and then you just kind of lock in. It's like, okay, now it's just like I'm ready to perform. Like, how well can I just try and just knock your socks off? Kind of thing.
And is there like a specific podcast or song you go to lock in?
Dude, it flows. So like whatever is
Portuguese gospel music.
I don't know. I mean, whatever kind of gets me, and it's usually going to be more. I wouldn't even say now it's like one song. I would say it's more like a 2 or 3 song where I've got them like pulled up like back to back to back, and I kind of like that trio, or maybe I'll pick one eventually. But no, it's not a specific one, but it's always kind of just gone for me with like whatever's kind of like hot on my YouTube mix, essentially.
Are you a music off a YouTube guy, Kev?
YouTube Pandora, man.
That is a psychopath move. Oh my God. Pandora in 2024.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Your mixes must be spot on by now. The algorithm must have you pegged.
I mean, for the most part, like I would definitely say it definitely has a good read for YouTube when it knows I'm in the gym and I'm about to plug in. That like my mix is usually like 4 out of 5 songs are like what I'd want or be listening to, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Now, what kind of music is this? Are we like
show me what you're looking for?
Yeah, dude, dude, it is all over the map, dude. I'm talking like Family Affair, Mary J. Blige to like freaking 90s mashup rap by Austin Williams, which is just like a song of like 6 rap songs, but it's like kind of country sung and guitared up, so it's actually pretty good. Then it might go to like Ohino, and then it might go to
Ohino.
Pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah, you know, dude. I mean, and then it goes, like James Brown, Little DP, you know. But yeah, dude, I'm all over. Like, it's no real genres. That's when I'll go to like Pandora if you'll get like a consistent like flow with kind of the same stuff. But yeah, dude, YouTube's all over.
I feel like you when you're going into something new, you just play the last embedded to the Charles Gaethje fight where he just fucking eat.
Oh, dude, I have that little 6-second clip, dude. Oh my God, yeah. I have flashed through that and just given that a couple 2 or 3s, and I'm like, let's fucking go. Yeah. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
I go with the stadium chant. So it's Kerncraft 400.
Wow.
Oh. And I'll just sit there and go along with it, fucking loud as shit.
Wow.
And then I go Rock and Roll Part 2, which is da-da, na-na, da-da, 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 da, which is, and those two I get auto locking. It's crazy.
That'll get me electric.
That's, I mean, I'll play those in the shower too if I need to really just get up and go for the day. Something about a stadium chant just fucking fires me up. I don't know why.
So good.
I don't know if it's bringing me back to a simpler time or just thinking about fucking thousands of people just.
Or the Gary Glitter is the Sharks.
That's Rock and Roll Part 2. Yeah,
it used to be the Sharks
when they score a goal.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Great memory.
Politics, man. Got him out of there.
He's a huge pedophile.
Innocent.
Dude, he's a pedophile that I think went to prison here for a little bit.
Alcatraz?
No, not that old.
Speaking of, they got a new tour behind the scenes.
Shut up.
Yeah. At night, too. We got.
Let's go. I'm so down. Have you been to Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It was sick.
It was the most fun I've ever had.
Have you seen the movie with Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz?
Oh,
yeah. That was like my favorite movie as a kid. I don't know why, but like that was one I would watch on repeat.
Traz. That's where I'm going if the world ends. I'm just jet skiing out to the Traz and fucking.
You and thousands of other probably have that idea. You better be locked and loaded to fend it off.
Nick Diaz.
Wow, Nick Diaz swimming out.
Shove you off the freaking ski.
World's ending. I mean, what's your first move? Let's say asteroid hits.
Gotta find the last bang. Am I right?
Looking for a fist pound. Am I right? Let's say it hits like Russia or some the other side of the world, but there's like a gray cloud coming over. World's ending. You don't know if it's for good or what.
Space. Just gotta get to space.
Get to space. Wow. So you're hitting.
You gotta think you're in a movie in your head and just. You're the Rock in San Andreas.
So how are you getting to space? Are you going straight to SpaceX headquarters? Are you going to Cape Canaveral and saying, "Get me on a spaceship"?
I don't know. Probably reminds me of the Simpsons movie.
Where they're the dude.
Doomed.
Simpsons movie, highly underrated. It's crazy.
Could be the greatest ever. But.
I don't know. How is that on Disney too? That's on Disney Plus.
Really?
I don't know
Maybe
how.
It was in theaters.
Oh. But yeah, Kev, what's your end of the world? What are you doing? Are you heading for high ground? Are you giving your ceiling a nice new paint job so you don't have to endure? Are you what's the plan?
Dude, my first thought was fucking man, I'm gonna go get a fat chicken parm with a bunch of spaghetti with it and just
carb loading for the end of the world.
Man, just sit down at some sick ass spot, and I mean, if we're gonna do it, man, if it's the end, there you go, boys. Sip your noons, and I'll just munch down a good old 12-ounce chickpea.
For a bang before I'm eating a chicken parm.
Sure. I think I'm going chicken parm. I think you're on your own there, Turn.
Make a few calls. See who's available.
Oh my god!
See, and that's
a non-roster invitee.
Mass snaps, baby. Mass snaps.
Mass snaps. You sent this in a group, right? That's classic.
I've been down that road.
Have you actually done that
Some
before?
listeners know. Yeah,
Oh no. What's the biggest? I'm trying to think of where to go. What's like the biggest blunder you've made on social media? Can you think of one that is like, wow, that was like looking back, that was really dumb. Wow. Because I off the top, I'll start. I used to on Facebook. Well, one, I would only type in caps lock like a fucking psychopath. I joined like a billion groups on Facebook, like to the point where like you can't join any more groups. I didn't even know that was possible.
Wow.
But the real thing is I would quote like historical leaders that might not be looked upon so greatly. And I would like find a really good quote of theirs and I would put it on my Facebook and like everyone would like and comment like, wow, like inspire, like inspirational shit, having no idea it was from like, I don't even want to say who, but you could take a guess. And now that Facebook got hacked and that shit's just on there forever. I have no way of getting in to delete it. So I'm like, fuck, well, there's that. But wow, that's like my big one where I'm like, fuck, that's probably not great. Out of context, it just looks like I'm quoting
some wild
shit. Yeah. But can you guys think of one? Another good one from middle school, not me, but Donovan Gaines. I'm not even really friends with him, never was, but he had the old BlackBerry with the Facebook post button on it, and he took a dick pic, and he accidentally hit the Facebook button instead of send, and uploaded his dick on Facebook. But it was like with the BlackBerry, you couldn't search like the web, right? You're just sending things to Facebook to post, and so he couldn't delete it. We were at a football game, and he like couldn't get in to delete the dick pic, and it was just up for 2 hours because his dad was like, "No, we're not." His dad's the announcer, and so he's like, "We're not going home." Like, why do you need to go home so bad? Like, I remember it being like a huge thing, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, Donovan's dick."
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean that one's like. Could have been life altering because it was a small dick, but he owned it. You know what I mean? He hand out. He was like, "So what? I don't give a shit." And I was like, yeah, "More power to you, bro. Good for you."
Good way to handle it.
I'd have been sweating
up, man.
You weren't really on. Neither of you guys are really big social media guys, though. I feel like in the younger days.
Yeah, I hopped on a little later, towards the end of middle school. High school. I'm trying to think. I had some stuff.
Anything that got like reported to the school? Yeah. See, that's like I stayed out of trouble for the most part. Like I look back at some old comments and I'm saying some pretty obscene things, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm in middle school at this.
Oh, I got my first TikTok got banned.
Oh, for what?
Nice.
I can't really say.
So it probably should have got banned.
There's people who know it's a 4-letter word.
Okay.
Taz, I have no idea.
Actually, I was gonna say something, but it would not work at all. It would not work at all.
It's probably best you just keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, social media is one of those weird things too. Where
it was in Reno.
Oh,
To that one song.
Oh my God! How do I?
When Eddie ripped my curtain back.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say if you take one letter out of this word, but
yeah, nah, you're good.
no, yeah.
God, you guys had some. That house was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't the biggest house, and there was 3 of you, and it was just madness.
I don't think they were ready for the Boog Meeker hurricane.
They absolutely, I can tell you, they were not. And I think they might have been excited when the hurricane left the station.
I was there for Halloween, and they said you should move up here.
Oh no, that was
all right.
It was perfect. You being up there was perfect for my mental health too, because I had just moved out into a basement with a single window. Like, new people, I had no idea, and I was like, "Fuck!" Finally, Boog Meek's moving back, someone to hang out with.
But I fucked that whole thing up by not going during the fall.
Yeah, and,
no, I definitely did.
Well, yeah, and the only thing that would have been nice is you would have been able to get a place with them, with your own room, a bigger space. But hey, we live, we learn. What? One step forward. Isn't that what we said about the job? Something like that.
Something in that ballpark.
Maybe.
Let's talk Conor. Let's talk UFC.
Let's
DS3.
Dude, at this point, we got Poirier Diaz has a better chance than freaking Conor. What are we doing, man? There's no read on the guy.
Dana. Conor's ready to go.
I don't know about that. What do you think, Jim?
Me and Boog were kind of discussing this.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think there might be lingering issues with the leg, or Conor said he's the most drug tested athlete. He didn't say he's the most past drug test athlete. I think they might just be waiting for everything to clear out of old Connie Boy's system. And so they just keep testing him, waiting for him to piss clean. They're like, hey, we're not going to schedule something until you can show us.
I know what I think. I think the amount of money they're making and the amount of money they're paying, a good point, their top stars, is like good enough to where they don't need to pay Conor 25 plus mil, whatever amount his contract is. Like, they don't, like, they're fine without that right now, because Dana keeps saying, oh, Conor has money, he doesn't need to fight. Well, so does Floyd Mayweather, so does fucking LeBron James. Like, all these guys have money, they still fight because that's their passion. That's why that's what brought them to the table. But Conor, on his Instagram story, #AskNotorious, said, I want Chandler in June and I want Diaz in September in the Sphere. I've made that known. So
now, at any point, do you think, if that is the case, that he just wants too big of a bag, do you think they go back to the negotiation table and say, hey, look, Conor, you were worth $25 million a fight. We're thinking more 10.
I mean, at that point, just release him and have him go fight in fucking Saudi Arabia on Riyadh season.
That's
if you can't pay him, a $4.2 billion company.
All right, well, hold on. If he stays on track of what he said with June, right? That was his first one? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if that's actually intact, when do you think the UFC would announce that that's actually going on? So that'd be International Fight Week. Is that what we're assuming?
Yeah, they got to announce it at 300.
That's where that was my first thought of, do you think that they would drop that? Because now if you're going to look at that, that's 10 weeks from UFC or the 13th to the 29th. God, that's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time. And, I mean, on the topic of 300, I think they might have fucked up putting 300 after such a good card. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot to expect from people after putting it after 299, and having a Conor McGregor announcement at 300 helps that card a lot. I mean, stupid, but it does. People are going to want to see that. I don't know. Do you think that they announced it at 300 though? That's your thinking?
Honestly, the way Dana's talking frustrates me so much, and I honestly have no faith. I was gonna do Ask Notorious. One I was gonna do this weekend. I was gonna do Hashtag Ask Notorious. Is Jolie still in them DMs? But then I didn't. And then, I was gonna say like looks like Diaz McGregor 3 is happening under the Real Fight Inc. / McGregor Promotions because
they're not doing anything.
UFC's fucking everything up.
Now, if he, God forbid, loses to Michael Chandler,
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Yes. Do you think the Nate Diaz fight's automatic at that point?
Oh
or?
yeah. I still think no matter what, that and the Poirier fight, it's automatic.
So no matter
any champion,
it's Diaz, win or lose.
No.
So what happens if you?
The thing is I've said this a million times. He is one win away from any champion he wants, and the Diaz and Poirier fight always makes sense.
The Poirier fight doesn't make as much sense anymore.
I don't know. Poirier wins, and then I just did
yeah, you're good.
But he said himself. He said that beef will never be squashed.
But it's dumb. There's other fights to be had that make way more sense. And again, go outside the UFC. If we're trying to squash beefs, hey, the UFC, this isn't the ultimate beef squashing championship, brother.
But, I don't want to hang too much on Conor. We had a big card this weekend.
We did.
Big card coming up. Big boy.
With Charlie Olives. I thought you said a big card coming up.
This week.
Suge did have a great card. I almost wore the Sugar Sean tie-dye, but I told Boog the first ever Suge released merchandise was his old school Rasta tie-dye shirt, and it only gets brought out on fight days now. That thing is...
I looked up Sugadelics, and they're all sold out.
I believe it.
Wow, that shit's so sick.
It's crazy. Like, the last thing I tried to buy from him was like a jersey. It was like a St. Patrick's Day jersey like 3 or 4 years ago, and even then there was like a queue you had to get into, like, possibly. I was like, because they numbered them 1 through or like 0 through 99 or whatever.
Those were sick.
Yeah, super sick, but huge card. You didn't bet on it at all, did you guys?
Mm-mm.
So we downloaded the Verdict app. You ever heard of Verdict? No. So it's like we should do it, honestly. We should have Tay, J Flo, Kev, anyone who wants in. A little Trough Verdict League. But so basically it's like fantasy for MMA. So you pick card by card and you get like 500 XP plus like 100 per fight, where you pick the fighter by way of and the round, and that like they all have like a certain like odds makers put out like that's times 7 times whatever, and so you basically try to get like the most points through the card, and then it's super fun though. It's basically predicting fights. Yeah. It's like what we do anyways, but keeping track
it and have other guys in on it.
Exactly. And so we started, D-Roach started a league, and
damn, no invite. That's tough.
Shit. Hey, Dave, come on. But he started a league in Verdict, and I came in second place. There
you go.
I had everything but the DP Dustin Poirier fight. I had him losing via submission in the third, and it looked so promising. And then I forget, I missed another one. But
is this prelims or is it just main?
So they do main card, and then they usually put on like 3 or 4 of the prelims. It's usually about 8 fights a card that you end up predicting. They try to keep it only to fighters that people know. It's like stuff you would have a clue with. It's not like the early prelims, but it's super fun. But yeah, what did you guys think of the card as a whole? Pretty fucking
pretty good. Yeah. Wish we had a couple more finishes.
No doubt. It's not the same.
Holland's got a titanium fucking chin, so.
Now, were you, because we saw Dana say no more walkouts, no more.
Dude, that was fucking, did you hear on Ariel what his plan was?
No, I didn't see it.
So MVP?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
His plan, did you see it?
I didn't see it on MMA Hour.
His original plan, what was shot down by the UFC, was like do that, but then like it was gonna like have him like have his brother stand in the octagon because I guess when he cuts weight, they look identical.
Oh, identical.
But he has hair, but he had the hood on, so you show him in the octagon, and then the lights cut off again,
and then
it goes straight to the tunnel. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then
that would have been way sicker than what he did.
Yeah.
Because that walkout just got old so fast. I mean, it was sick in the purple with the fog. It was shades of Izzy going Undertaker. And then it just lasted forever and ever and ever. And then Kevin Holland didn't help it by having possibly the quickest walkout ever. But what'd you guys think of that fight? I mean,
dude, MVP was slick. Dude, he looked nice. I didn't know how that fight was going to go, to be honest. But, I mean, Holland has looked with other opponents, right, like visibly longer and rangier. Right, just by limbs, and I mean, he's got like the longest reach. I don't know. It just MVP looked just massive.
Yeah.
In terms of just height, size, everything. And I mean, yeah, when he came in, I mean, he just would piece Holland up. It just got worse as it went on. But like you said, I mean, Holland was taking a lot of shots because, I mean, towards the end of that fight, MVP was really starting to click.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that one, there was really never a doubt. He was kind of riding that thing out for the whole 15.
And he's one of those guys that probably should have been in the UFC a lot longer. I feel like something happened with him in Dana or something like that to where it didn't end up happening. But yeah, I mean, 36, making your debut in the UFC and then doing that. I looked at the numbers, though. It was a lot closer than MVP made it seem. He dominated. I mean, he pressed the pressure the whole fight. And so it looked like he was like clearly dominated. But like looking back, I think Holland maybe had more total strikes than him, which was like surprised the shit out of me. Yeah, no, he looked long. What did you think of the no touch and fucking 1-2?
I've been waiting for that to happen in the UFC for almost the longest time, where something like that happens. But I mean, it's fair play. Bell rings.
I think MVP's reaction shows it was not intentional.
Yeah, he let him back up and then tried to touch close.
Like, and he was like overly like, "Yo, my bad."
But I feel like with those guys especially, like if there's anyone that's gonna open the round with like a flying knee or like a roundhouse, it's gonna be one of those guys.
And Holland, if you're Holland, why would you even touch after the Chimaev fight?
Good point. Yeah, but you could also chalk that up at Chimaev being just a total cocksucker, which kind of is. Missed weight and then goes in there and manhandles his opponent. Excuse me. High noon, man. What they put in those things. But yeah, no, that fight's interesting. And then everyone, even at jiu-jitsu, the next day was calling for MVP versus Wonderboy, and I immediately was like, no, like that's.
Even he said
I know, yeah, exactly. But I was like, that's 100% not. That's gonna be that's got disappointment written all over it. It's gonna be bouncing in and out, and just no one finding range because they're both fucking so good at range control. Yeah, that fight was very interesting. Who was next on the card? Was that the one right before? Oh no, the one we didn't talk about was the opener. Boog's boy, Peter Piotr. Sick, back on the horse.
Yeah, and it turns out he had I don't want to growing injury. I always fuck that up, but
a groin.
He fucked his meniscus up in the first round.
Yeah. And you see Volkanovski tweeted that he's like, "Oh, very good eye. You have a very good eye." But he's just the best. Like the interview after with his translator is like, "Dana, my son said, brother, you have to." This translator's like, "Your son called you brother." He's like, "Oh shit." But he's just the best. I'm glad he got a win off the Schneid again. But he's only lost champions or guys that are gonna fight for the belt. So it's like hard to say he doesn't belong in the mix. But losing 4 in a row in the UFC is usually grounds for dismissal. But But yeah, no, it's good to see him get off the wagon. And then we had DP. I forget who. There was one more fight in between.
JDM and
Burns. That fight's crazy.
Huge win.
Just an upset and a half. Two refs had it, or two judges had it, 10-8 for Burns. So that was locked up as a win. Why is he taking that shot?
The takedown?
Yeah.
Desperation. I mean, kind of just wants to ride it out. Was having success with it.
For sure, but that was most of his takedowns that fight it was a lot of cage wrestling, and it wasn't shooting a double leg in the center of the octagon. I just thought it was crazy. Like, he could have just sat there and kind of teeped and jabbed himself into a win, and it looked rather easy, but got kneed in the face.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Just kept going down.
If the audience wants to know what a typical Jacob Flores Turner Meeker UFC match goes on PS4/5, JDM Gilbert Burns, pretty much. He just tries to ride me out until I
Boog makes a fatal connection.
Land a colossal knee or overhand uppercut.
Is UFC 5 pretty realistic as far as the health meters and stuff? Is it like better than previous games?
No, I really don't like it. I think I have to like fix something on my like PS5 because like everyone's strikes are so much quicker than mine. I'm like literally like, what is going on right now? Like there's like boom, 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 and I'm like,
there's got to be like I forget what it's called.
I looked it up and then I did it on, and it was like, your TV doesn't support this. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm sure you always play on the big TV, which is not the best for games either. Small TV is way less latency, I think is the word.
Not good.
But yeah, that fight was wild.
Curtis Blades, huh?
And that
Alton Almeida.
So that's where I made a lot of my points on verdict came from that. I had a Curtis Blades second round finish, and after the first round, I'm thinking
it's the other way around.
Yeah, we're fucked. Curtis Blades, welcome to hell, brother.
Such a big
yeah, crazy. And then all of a sudden he goes in. Now he's shooting for that double leg. Do you think he should have let that go and just kind of went to his back? I mean, at least on the back, you have a opportunity. Again, your Curtis Blades, his hammer fist and elbows are nasty, so that's not the best place to be. But it beats getting chicken winged on a single leg all night.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like there was time for a potential escape from Almeida because he took like 12.
That's what I mean. He could have let it go. He wasn't like Blades didn't have a good control of him.
He had, I mean, one hand was on him and the other hand was just
and he did catch him with the fucking uppercut coming in. So it's like, I get he was injured, but I feel like getting to your back and I don't know.
Yeah,
that was
but
crazy.
That was a big win for Blades because that would have been night for Blades, and Almeida would have just kept on going up.
Yeah, Almeida is. I mean, he is good. That's the thing. It sucks. It's like
I'm pretty sure he was undefeated, right?
Win streak.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that fight was. I mean, razor blades.
The Down syndrome guy.
That's a big one.
He did.
He did. The way he threw that triangle on himself was crazy. he fucking put the leg in position and everything. And then they brought out the WWE spinner belt. I was like, let's go. So get the boy his strap. Nah, he's sick. Good for Almeida. But then I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, JD. All right, he calls out Shavkat, which is a crazy call out.
After he said,
Shavkat?
No, JDM.
Well, I mean, I saw what he said.
He's like, keep talking. You'll be making my Kung Pao chicken soon.
N-word. Which is crazy. I thought it was a burner, like a troll account, you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, like
straight up him, huh?
Crazy.
JDM, baby.
That's a lot of guys in the UFC have been dropping it left and right that are not of that atonement. But pretty crazy. That fight was good though. The Shavkat call out is wild. I mean, you get dominated on the ground by Gilbert Burns, and then you say, "Give me the best grappler in the division." Probably, maybe the UFC.
see.
He's going to get manhandled. Sanko's boy.
Would you love to see Paige versus
Sanko?
No.
That's John Jones versus his wife. We already saw that.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Paige Van Zandt.
No, Michael Venom Page against JDM. That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Battle.
Yeah. The thing with MVP though is like he's 36. They either got to fast track him to a title and give him some dogs right off the bat, or just let him be a journeyman and let him have some highlights. You know what I mean? Because that division is
that
crazy.
Little Venom's up there with the bow and arrow.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, he just took out Holland, so he's going to get it probably. I mean, top 10 guy. I mean, I don't know. Ian Machado Gary's looking a little higher up, but
that's like
MVP's going to get a solid
Gary's fighting Covington.
opponent. Fighting who?
Covington.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, if that happens, then
the promotion for that fight's going to be wild. I can't wait. Have they actually said that that's the fight they're making, or have both guys just said yes
they
and yes?
both want it.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
would you go MVP versus Bilal?
No, I'd want to kill off Bilal with Shavkat.
That's so tough. That giving him Shavkat is such a dick.
And you give
move.
Leon Connor and just say fuck it.
Leon Connor. That
So then that mean that
I think you meant give Connor to Leon, and not Leon to Connor.
Let's have some fun, Kev. Come on, I mean, why not?
okay? I mean, if all those happen, so where does that still put JDM? Like Wonder Boy?
I'll say he's not an afterthought after this fight, but I'm not as concerned about what we're doing with him after getting dominated by Gilbert Burns.
No,
Unfortunately, I know he finished him.
They're both going to go somewhere.
Maybe Sean Brady. Wasn't that the fight supposed to
I was
happen?
going to say, I don't know.
That's kind of a sick
about
fight.
Sean Brady was starting to fit in.
I feel like the
Luke
same
A.
person from different
Andre
countries.
Petrosky or something.
You're a dick. But then, yeah, so the last fight was the masterclass that is Sugar. Now, Kev, let's pretend that Boog's not here for a second. Just me and you talking. Wow. Guys being dudes. Flip that off. Yes, please. Cut his mic. Now, Sugar has defended the belt more times than Conor has in his career. Does that make him better? And I don't care about the different weight classes. Sugar's going to do that, yada, yada, yada. I'm talking title defenses. How much weight do you put into a title defense?
I would say it's a piece, but I mean, I don't know. Sugar's got to get some more like epic highlights because he's got a couple. He's got some nice.
I would say he arguably has more than Conor. Conor has more highlights in bigger profile situations.
I think that's kind of where Sugar's got to do it because I mean he's like the Weiland punch. But, I mean, I don't know. At that point, Weiland was kind of mid. I'm trying to
Chris
think of other
Moutinho?
guys.
Come on.
Moutinho. Geez, we were there for that.
He's got some brutal finishes over some brutal guys. But
yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, if he fights Merab and beats Merab, that's a big win, man. That would be, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You could take anyone in the division if you can take out Merab. Or feel confident that you could. But, yeah, I don't know. I still think there's some work to do before we're getting into the Conor realm. But, I mean.
A lot of work.
I don't know.
There could be an outline for him to get there. So, I mean, I wouldn't write anything off on Suge right now.
Boog, same question to you now. When does he get to go? What gets him to Conor's superstardom?
Okay, so let's.
I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Let's do something here. So
let's do it.
Since we're comparing here, let's compare. Let's say Suge, instead of fighting Cheeto, who was ranked, what was he ranked? 5th? A 5th ranked bantamweight. What if Suge said, actually, I want to fight Volkanovski, although now the champion's Topuria? What if fuck the title defense, I want 2 belts right away. But then scratch Topuria / Volkanovski. They pull out 2 weeks before, 10 days notice. Would Suge take a fight at 155 against who's a big 145 or who could fight at 55?
Max Holloway.
Yeah, but I wouldn't compare Holloway to Diaz because Diaz wasn't a champ.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do here.
I would maybe Dan Hooker. They fought up both weight classes. Lanky.
That's
no, because remember Conor fought Diaz.
Oh. Okay.
I see what you're trying to do though.
Like I'm just like that's why I'm like, there's a difference. There's a difference in risk taking. There's a difference in
Diaz was not. The thing is, he didn't think Diaz was a risk. That's the issue, and that's why he lost the fight. He said he wasn't. He didn't think he was a risk.
True. He didn't think he'd last.
Exactly. And that's why that happened. But that is very, very true. He doesn't have the iconic moments. He doesn't have the dolly through the bus window, ruining a weekend for three fighters.
That could come about, definitely.
Yeah. Superstardom. Did you see him on the Pat McAfee's podcast? 13 F-bombs on ESPN.
Wow,
I was like, sick. Love that. Shout out the kids. But yeah, no, I mean, in all honesty, he's got some work to do before he's Conor. But kind of a master class. Again, Cheeto coming off a win, a loss before that, is probably closer to the 8 seed of the division. I think the UFC said, hey, we can't be having the champ fight an 8 off the bat. A 5, for sure. Let's give Cheeto the 5 plug. Let's let him fight. But yeah, I mean, he kicked his ass. How much do you think of the first loss had to do with being in the Apex small cage?
I don't know, because it was first round when the leg went out, right?
Yeah, but the whole time he had Suge backing up, and then Suge runs into the fence, nowhere to circle. And that's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say what led to the leg kick, but this whole time he was able to keep the pressure on. He was on the outside the whole time working them. I don't know. I just seeing the two like side by side is so crazy that they allow him to fight in the Apex, and like just fucking make it bigger. Yeah, don't have fans. Yeah. Like if you're gonna have no fans, have no fans, and have a legit size octagon. It makes no sense.
I'm gonna side with Suge. I think it was more the Ecuador hair karma.
Oh yeah, kind of. How sick would that have been though if he fucking did do it to Ecuador hair and he's looking at sheets on the ground. But good fight. Cheeto didn't go down. That knee was fucking disgusting. And Bisping, what an idiot. Kev, you're not on Twitter, but so they Cyborg in Bellator.
She'll be on Twitter soon.
What?
Kevy Smux, she'll be on Twitter soon.
Kevy Smux, there it is. That's the one. But so Cyborg got his knee dented from MVP. MVP broke this guy's skull with a knee in Bellator. And so people started posting on Twitter today like the CT scan or whatever of that guy's skull and said like, oh my God, I can't believe Suge actually like broke Cheeto's head. And Bisping takes it fucking full on, is like, wow, Cheeto, like what a guy, like finish the fight or something like that. Like retweet. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. That guy, they've got him to say the N-word. They've got him to say just about everything on his stream just by saying, hey, my name is this. And he just says it. It's so good. He's so stupid. But yeah, I mean, that fight was crazy, but a masterclass nonetheless from old Suge. Who would you like to see him fight next, Merab or Ilya?
I don't need to do the
I would say
and all this.
I would say fight Merab. Yeah. Ilya's a different. I think Ilya's looking at Islam.
That's a scary fight for Ilya. I don't like that at all. Islam's a different fucking. I don't think he's way big. He's big for that weight class. It's not like he's close.
Josh Emmett Suge kind of has one punch power. We haven't seen it. Like he hurt Aljo, he didn't put him out.
Eddie Wineland, bro. That's strongest chin in the West.
That's the only person he's put out. But like Islam, the kick, but it wasn't like
right.
Taporia said, like, if I don't feel your power,
which is scary.
Coming.
Yeah, I don't know. The Taporia fight, I feel like it'll always be there. If Suge, he could lose the belt, but stay good, stay winning, and I feel like that Taporia fight will be there in the future. But
I honestly could see Taporia winning 3 belts.
You think going down or up 2?
Up 2.
How is that possible?
Dude, that fool's different.
All the way up to 70?
Oh, yeah.
But I there's just no way his frame could put on 170. And I know he doesn't have to put on 170. He just has to be more than 55. But that would be, absolutely.
Look what he did to Jai Herbert. And that was at 55. I was like,
dude, guys at 170, the gap from 170 to 180, there's guys that should be 85ers at 70.
We saw Conor do it.
I just had to give him the Jim from The Office camera pan. Yeah, no, I don't know. He is different, though. Especially with the weight of Spain on his side. It's crazy to have. It's like what Conor had, but Spain's huge. Yeah, good fight. The UFC has been bringing it this year. 2024 has been a huge year for the UFC. Last thing we'll talk about, Kev, you said you wanted to bring up Miss Peaches.
Oh, shit, bro. Miss Peaches. Oh, my God, dog.
Shout out.
Oh, shit. So, yeah. Portnoy was obviously at 299.
Yeah.
And
he said he got manhandled by Trump. Which is they all did. He said he took his arm and he brought it in. It's so funny. That guy's a legend. I broke out in God Bless America when Donald Trump came on the street, Kev. This is just...
It was a good entrance.
Class.
But
American badass.
So, yeah, Portnoy stands up and I'm going, oh, sweet, we got Portnoy. And then my girlfriend looks and she's like, oh, my God, that's Miss Peaches' dad. And I'm like,
my God.
What? I'm like... Who are you talking about? And she's like, that guy, like standing behind Trump. And I'm like, yeah, Dave Portnoy, like running like Barstool. And she's like, oh yeah, I've heard, like she's heard of Barstool, but she didn't put it together. I'm like, so who's Miss Peaches? And so
that's so
she
funny.
showed me the dog, and I don't know how long Portnoy's had this dog.
It's been like a month.
Yeah. Dude, that dog already has 700 plus thou on Insta following it. It's incredible. But yeah, how Portnoy is just like, Miss Peaches, what are you doing?
Dude, he had a video today where he was talking normal, and then she comes in the background, and as soon as she like comes in, she's like, oh, there's Miss Peaches, and then like she walks out of the frame, he's like, and back to it. And but yeah, legend. They just had an unboxing, so people just sent them.
She showed me the story and how
it's
crazy.
He's
got all this stuff for the dog and stuff. But yeah, dude, that was
$8,000 Boyard Bulls or whatever the fuck you say that crazy name. It's stupid. Yeah, 700,000. That brings me to a good topic real quick. If you make an Instagram for your dog and try to follow me with it, go fuck yourself. There is nothing worse. I don't know who it was. Actually, I found out who it was. This guy had a dog Instagram, and my Instagram was set to private. I think it is because I was going through the interview process. You don't want them scraping anything up. And
you should probably look into that.
Yeah, you should probably look into that. And definitely you. And he kept sending, he sent like 3 days in a row, just kept sending requests after I rejected him. And I like finally sent a message. I was like, yo, I'm not following your dog. Like, this is crazy. And I looked at one of the posts and they're tweeting as if they're the dog in first person. And they're like, I had such a good hike with my owners today. I'm like, oh my fucking God. It's just crazy shit. Batshit crazy.
If it was Apollo, would you think differently?
No, I would fucking
no.
I would block the page and tell you to go fuck yourself. But yeah, Miss Peaches that's so funny that your girlfriend just knew Miss Peaches, but not even like Portnoy.
No, that was, but I thought it was hilarious. Once she showed me, and then I heard Portnoy's voice. I'm like, I don't even know how long that was a thing.
Peaches.
So good.
But yeah, does she have any pets?
Oh yeah, she's got. It's like 3 dogs and 4 cats.
Jesus.
They're all right, but it can be a riot sometimes.
Yeah. That's fun. Good, clean family fun. You see something out there?
Maybe the
raccoon. Raccoon's back.
I won't take off the RA.
Good for you. On that note, folks, that's the podcast. And until next time,
Shout out
peace. Missy Teach.